Assistive technology is defined as anything that can be used to improve the functional capabilities of children with disabilities. What we're going to be looking at in the music classroom is the use of joysticks and sensors. But let's look at a little bit of history of assistive technology. It was first identified in 1990 with the IDEA, Individuals with Disabilities Act, and then in 2001, the No Child Left Behind Act pushed it a little bit further into the spotlight. A clear explanation of what school systems would be responsible for was written in 2004 with the Individuals with Disabilities Education Improvement Act. With all of these in place, schools are now expected to obtain equipment so all students can be included in all activities. First, let's look at the use of a joystick in a band class and meet Lucas Bratcher.
It's 0 hour, 7 a.m., an hour before most of his fellow students show up for first period, and Lucas Bratcher is already doing what he loves most.
My school has an outstanding music program, and I just love to play.
In addition to the jazz ensemble, Bratcher also plays his euphonium horn in Meade High School's concert band and in the Spokane School's award-winning marching band.
It's been very cool that we've been able to make this happen because the marching band is set up with stationary instruments up front, which are typically percussion, but he's right down there with them, set up with his euphonium, and is able to play 100% of the musical show.
That Lucas can play anywhere is a testament to his perseverance and the support of many people who help make his playing possible. It has been an uphill battle ever since he was born with a condition that renders his limbs nearly useless.
It's called amyoplasia arthrogryposis multiplex congenita, and it's throughout my 4 limbs, and it's basically I have stiffness in my joints and some of my muscles aren't there.
But what's another name for 1 over sine theta?
Cosecant.
Cosecant theta.
Lucas hasn't let his disability prevent him from participating fully at school.
Times 1 over cosine theta.
Right.
He takes 4 advanced placement classes and does his homework on a laptop without the aid of the voice recognition software the school provided.
1, 2, 5.
His daily routine includes a session with a physical therapist who also happens to be Meade's football coach.
I love Vic. He's cool. He's the best.
80.
And it's really nice because he's used to working with teams.
58, you're at 115.
He's used to pushing people, so he pushes me too. And it's great.
And time, 4:14.
A tenacious competitor, Lucas is captain of a winning chess team he helped start at the school.
I like that pawn.
Think you can keep it?
No.
He likes to win, but he's a good sport when he doesn't win. I think he likes the game, he likes the fight, but he always seems to have something positive. What can I learn from this loss?
Lacking manual dexterity, Lucas learned to play music his own special way, to the amazement of his first band director.
He looked very eager and excited about being a member of the band, and quite honestly, my thought at that time was, oh my goodness, how could this possibly work? And as we took the students through their method book, I noticed that occasionally he would play on his horn. His hands were not able to activate the valves on the instrument, so it was apparent to me that what he was doing was just being selective about the notes that he was playing. He was willing to sit there and just wait for that one note to come along in the music. And when it came, he played it with all of his heart and enthusiasm and capability to make the best sound that he could. That was enough for him, initially.
But Lucas knew he could do more. And that's when serendipity led his mother to the instrument repair shop of Robin Amond.
I love repair. I mean, it's always different. You're always working on a different instrument. There's always different problems. My grandfather was a vaudeville musician. He lost his arm in a lumber mill accident. He put an ad in the Portland paper asking one-armed people if they're interested in learning music. He taught them how to play instruments.
The senior Amond also patented a device that allowed people with missing hands to play the piano.
I'd always wished that I could make something that could make a person who had lost an arm be able to take the place of their fingers. And then one night, I woke up in the middle of the night and I realized that joysticks aren't just for putting electrical things on screens. Joysticks can do other things. Joysticks can do mechanical things.
Eamon's dream became a small box with a joystick that triggered solenoids and operated the valves of a horn. Learning a new way of playing was exhilarating and frustrating for Lucas, and just as he was getting the hang of playing it, someone took his horn.
Call Crime Check if you have any information. That number is
It was stolen in the morning, and by 5 o'clock that same day, I was getting the first call in my cell phone from an anonymous person that said that they wanted to contribute monetarily to a fund to either replace it or as a reward for it. And from that point on, it just snowballed into this huge, wonderful thing where the community raised $6,000.
You know, I wasn't quite sure where the optimum spot for the solenoids was going to be, so I wanted to be able to have it slide up and down.
The loss of the first horn became a blessing when mechanical engineer Andrew Coleman joined Eamon to design a second, more responsive joystick and horn, which Lucas uses today.
This fantastic story gets us talking about an amazing piece of tech called a joystick. It's actually pretty easy to manufacture. Let's talk about how it's put together. There's a movable stick attached to a base. That base houses a circuit board. The board will usually have printed wires, or the wires that are going to conduct the electricity, and those connect to contact terminals. That's how everything flows. These wires form a simple electrical circuit. The neutral position, usually in the center of the joystick, doesn't do anything. All the electrical circuits are stopped. But when you move it from side to side or up and down, it changes the connection and it causes the circuits to have a reaction. In Lucas's case, the circuits of his joystick would make his valves go up and down in different patterns to help him play the notes correctly. The second assistive technology we're going to look at is the use of sensors. So instead of using a body part to press a sound, you can wave your arm and make a sound. Its early predecessor, the theremin, as seen here, was the initial idea behind Soundbeam.
Howard, did you solve the install time problem yet?
No, it's a little tricky. I'm going to try having it pick up the library's data.
What are you doing?
Playing the theremin.
No, I mean, what are you doing with a theremin?
Playing it. I've loved the theremin from the first moment I heard the original Star Trek theme, and it's been killing me that it just sits in my closet gathering dust.
Soundbeam was introduced in the United Kingdom by Edward Williams. He wanted to make something that would accompany dancers' movements with sound. A prototype was built in 1984, and electronic music studios began producing the first product in 1989. The Soundbeam project continued exploring the applications of the technology and decided to use it to make their goal accessible for all. The system itself uses ultrasonic sensors to detect movements and then translates those movements into preloaded MIDI sounds. It also includes pressable switch plates to change settings, as well as foot pedals for some models. They have added play-along tracks, drum grooves, and melodies to accompany the performers. They have also made it programmable, and a recent Soundbeam 6 was just released in 2017. How can these technologies help in the music classroom? How can they not? Finding a way to include every student in an art form that can bridge communication gaps and connect cultures is reason enough. But music itself is a therapeutic experience. This would allow anyone to have the opportunity to perform, create, and understand how music works and make incorporating music into the special education curriculum a much easier task. My personal experience includes students only being brought into my room to listen or to try to do their best with the equipment we have. A hands-free device would offer a wider range of experience, and even a simple joystick could add an entertainment experience for the student. The technologies are available and amazing.